Most of your friends are your enemies, your actual enemies at that. And I say this because I've experienced it. There was a moment in my life, there's people around me, okay? And I thought they were my friends. Until, of course, with time, you know what they say, time reveals everything. Let's define who a friend is. A friend is someone who deliberately increases your possibility to make it in life, okay? Not decreasing. Anyone who, in one way or another, decreases your possibility to win is your enemy. Today, that's what I'm talking about. Stay with me. I'll be giving you some of the reasons why your friends might be your enemies. And this doesn't just apply financially, okay? In all aspects of your life. Number one, most of them, they keep you average. When you look at your friends or that circle, the circle of people that you call your friends, you'll notice most of them, these are just people who will not push you to do better. So instead of pushing you to become better, they will sit down and watch you make bad decisions. Whether it's with your money, with your life, and they will not stop you, and neither will they say anything about it. Okay? That's one sign of a fake friend. You guys go out somewhere. Maybe yesterday you talked about something, or you confided something with this friend of yours. Maybe you're going through something financially. And then maybe a week down the line, they see you. We are humans, we're tempted to do weird things. That's why no man is an island. We need each other. They see you at the brink of making a very stupid decision with your money, and they don't stop you. They sit back and watch you. Some will even clap for you, making it look like you're doing something great. Watch out for such people. And this is because most of the time, they don't want you to outshine them. So they'll listen to your problems. But when it comes to you solving those problems, that's where they draw the line. Because they know once you fix that problem, you've outsmarted them, you've outshined them, you've become better than them. And because they don't want that, they want to keep you an average, okay? They don't want to see you become better. For example, let's say you want to start a business, right? But you might have a friend who says, hey, that's a lot of work. Don't you think that's too much? For them, it's more of, they'll tell you about the disadvantages. They'll do whatever it takes to talk you out of it. So they'll suggest something like, no, let's just keep hanging out like we always do. Red flag. These are not people who will support you or tell you, go for it. No. They will always down talk you. They will never support you. And all the time, you'll never be motivated. You lose motivation and you never start. These are friends that keep you average. Be careful. The moment you realize someone is like that, cut them off. Okay? Number two, friends who try to pull you back when you try to rise. You know, these people, most of the times, they are cunning, very, very smart with their ways. Because they wouldn't want you to. Actually, some of them don't even care if you see them for who they are. And this can look like, let's say something nice happens in your life, or you're trying to do something good. You're trying to improve yourself, or you start doing well in life. They will never congratulate you, okay? So these friends will try to bring you down to their level, okay? They'll never respect the fact that you're growing. They'll never respect your growth. Don't be surprised if they have shady things to say about it. They'll do everything in their power to bring you down to stay in their level. And this can look like those friends you met like way, kitambo, and they don't want you to do anything because now it means you'll go to a different level, and they don't want that. They want you guys to stay same level. They feel uncomfortable if you grow beyond them. For example, you get a nice job or you get a raise and you want to start saving, or to buy a house, or to buy, to start investing, something that is going to build you. But instead of this friend of yours supporting you, they start complaining. Unaanza kusikia vitu like you're not more fun, you're not fun anymore. You're boring nowadays. You're too serious, you're too strict. Or this weird line like, stop acting like you're better than us. When hata una habari, your mind is not even, you're not even there. These are very dangerous friends. I call them frenemies. That's a frenemy. An enemy who pretends to be your friend. So now because you think they're your friends and you don't want conflicts. To avoid conflict with your friends, what do? You stop saving or investing, and you go back, continue living the same kind of life you used to live before with them. That money that you would have bought a house or saved or invested, you start spending it on nonsensical things. Another sign, they always drain your energy and your focus. I'm sure you've seen those friends who always have problems or drama going on in their lives. Those friends of yours, there's always something going on in their lives. So you spend so much of your time solving their problems or trying to understand what it is that they're going through. What you forget or what you don't know is it takes up a lot of your energy and focus. You can't focus on yourself, on your projects, on your life. There's always stuff about them. So the moment you're done with them, you're always extremely tired. It leaves no room for you to work on your goals. I like to call them the energy vampires. For example, maybe you have this friend. Every week, they call you. They have a crisis. They always have a crisis. Something is always just wrong. It can be she's in a relationship or they're in a relationship and they are fighting with the spouse or even marriage. There's always shenanigans happening in their lives. Or if they're employed somewhere, they're always complaining about their jobs. Okay? Job complaints, money issues. Or they went out somewhere and they are fighting. There's crisis when it comes to these friends of yours. And when you receive a call about these friends of yours or this friend, you spend hours trying to solve their problems or trying to calm them down. Do you even take a moment to think how much this drains you? Your energy. They deplete you just like that. By the end of that phone call or by the end of that whatever you've seen, let's say you guys went out and then they started fighting. By the end of it all, even if you choose to go home, you're tired. If it's a phone call and you're done, if you're supposed to study, you can't study. You're left drained out. Maybe you are working on something. Maybe you were trying to start a side hustle. Now your energy is messed up. Your focus is shifted. You have to postpone these things. Another way to know that is an enemy and not your friend is when they give you scared advice that sounds like care. And this can look like maybe you want to take a leap, a leap of faith. You want to do something. You want to start investing. You want to relocate, go to a different country you've never been before. You just want to do something different, okay? And instead of them supporting you, They tell you not to take that risk because either they can't afford it or they are scared themselves. And these are the people, the same people who will disguise envy as concern. You will think they are showing or they are being concerned about you. Little do you know they're just envious about you, about your progress, about the things that are happening in your life. Like for me, it took me some time when I was in my 20s. Where? I didn't know. You find someone is envious because of your job, someone is envious because of your beauty, someone else is envious because of things you wouldn't even think of. Watch out, people. And now, because you can't see their envy, you think this is concern. What do? You play it safe and you never grow. You never travel, you never start that business, you never look for greener pastures. You stay stuck. So you're always in the same place. And mind you, these are the same people. If these opportunities came up, they will take them and leave you there. Another example, let's say you want to quit your job and start a business, right? You've planned yourself, everything is okay. But your friend says, and you know, friends, because these are people we listen to. They are close to us, that's why they are friends. So what do they say? That's too risky. What if you fail? You lose everything. So they plant seeds of worry and fear and doubt in you. And that's why we are told, be very careful about, the people who speak things. Hey, you might not be thinking about something, but someone tells you something. And then when you go home, before you sleep, when you have a moment of quiet, of silence, you're thinking about that thing someone told you. So they plant seeds of doubt. And trust you me, that's what you'll be thinking about for the rest of the week. Any moment you have a moment of silence, that's what you'll be thinking about. You start asking yourself, what if I fail? That's my friend. She wants the best for me. But that's where you're getting it wrong. So what do? You listen to them. You stay at your job. And maybe this is a job you really don't like. You stay at your job. Maybe it's a job that is extremely toxic for you. But you still stay. And after a few years, nothing happens. You never pursue your dreams. Why? Because of that frenemy. Meanwhile, they were just scared to see you start something new. They were scared to see you start something bold. Don't allow people inflict their fears on you. These things, they don't happen. They don't show you. It's if you're very alert, it's in their words. It's in their words. Things people tell you. And you know that saying, kikulacho kinguoni mwako. Whatever eats at you is never far. Someone who doesn't even know you, someone who's very far, they cannot attack you or they cannot bring you down. It is always the people around you. Another sign of a frenemy is they disappear when you struggle. Hey, something small happens in your life. They've become Casper the ghost. They're nowhere to be seen. These are the people, or they are the so-called your friends who are only available when things are good. Okay? When things are working the way they want. For example, they are only around when you have money. Okay? To go spend, go party, go drink. That's when they are available. You need to be very wary of such people. Those are not your friends. One day, one time, life will just hit you hard. And guess what? These friends of yours will just vanish. Okay? A real friend holds you down. Even the moments where you're not doing good. A real friend holds your hand when you're down. that's not the moment they disappear. That's now the test. That's where you get to determine who is your real friend and who is not. I've lost so many people that I thought were friends because of moments, things just happened in my life. Okay? Hard moments in my life, the hard times, people were falling off like dry leaves. But I'm glad they did, actually. Yeah. I'm glad I lost those people. I don't regret it. It's better that way. Yeah. It's just sad sometimes. For us to see these things, we have to be tested some kind of way. Another example, it can look like you lose your job and your money is tight, right? So maybe, for instance, you call a friend of yours, that friend of yours, they know, okay? You ask them, you guys go grab coffee or lunch, but they refuse or they ghost you because they know you're going through something. They don't come through for you. So what happens? You end up going through the hard time completely alone. But all along, you knew you have friends. All along, when you had the money, when everything was working perfectly well, you thought you had friends. These are still the same people who compete with you instead of helping. Have you met those people? I've met them. You think someone is your friend, kumbe chini ya maji they are competing with you. And you have no idea. It takes time for you to notice these things. If you have goals, they see your goals as a threat. I don't know why these things intimidate them, but imagine they are. So, because they are threatened, instead of joining forces with you so that you guys can work together, two heads are better than one, they try to beat you. They start competing with you, which now makes things way worse or way harder for you. And actually, this is someone you call your friend. The irony behind that. For example, let's say you and your friend both do something like graphic design, right? So you, being a better friend, you suggest working together so that you can get bigger clients. But instead, they start undercutting your prices and start taking your small clients. I'm sure you've seen such people. So at the end of the day, you both end up struggling. These are friends who are competing with you. They will never come through for you. Some here are competing with your beauty. They see you wearing a certain type of dress, they want that. Some of them really want to be you so bad. And you think it's them admiring you. They are envious of you. They are envious. And they'd rather go down with you. They know they are going down because they know deep down they are evil people there. These are not your friends. And because they are going down, they see you have potential to become great, they will drag you down with them to the pits of hell. Watch out for such people. Those are not your friends. Frenemies. Others, you should not call them frenemies. Those are enemies. Don't put friend and enemy to frenemy. That's not a frenemy. That's devil plus enemy. Devnemy. They are devnemies. I just made up a word. But you get, what. Okay. The last sign that will tell you that this is your enemy, not your friend, is they tend to only help if it only makes you dependent on them. They only support your goals only if those goals keeps you needing them. Okay? So if they look at your goals and they see these goals of yours will end up making you independent, they will find a way to sabotage them. This is them trying to always be in control of you. This can look like, for example, your friend, or yeah, they help you with, let's say, small tasks, here and there. But once they do that, they always make sure you owe them a favor. So this means everything they do for you, they're expecting something in return. That's not a friend. When they see you trying to learn a skill, something that can help you become self-sufficient, if they see you trying to look for a job, a better job, if they see you trying to become better, let's say you want to learn, you want to start investing, or you want to start coding, what do? They make fun of you, or have some negative things to say, or just tell you that it's a complete waste of time or money. You'll never make it. You won't get that job. There's always negativity with them. And this is because they want you to remain reliant on them. This happens for both species, females and males. For males, this is why they want you to always be their kadayamokos, the KYMs. Because now when you become better, who will be their KYM? This is the only way they will always have control over you. And that's not friendship. That's not friendship. So here's the advice, general advice I would give you. 1, distinguish between fun friends and real friends, because those are two different categories. Fun friends are just people you hang out for entertainment purposes only. Real friends, on the other hand, are the people who help you rise, people who help you become a better person. Okay? Do not ever confuse the two, and don't ever try to mix the two. Another thing, watch what people do, not what they say. Although listening to what they say also helps, because you will know when they start contradicting themselves, especially when they are liars. Okay? But most importantly, watch what they do. And this is because anyone can say anything. They can lie about it. Anyone can say, I support you. But when you look at their actions, it speaks something totally different. A real friend will show you by sacrificing their time, their energy, and sometimes even their finances, just to see you win or to see you grow. A real friend will give you honest feedback, even if it hurts your feelings, because they want you to grow. A real friend will stand with you even when things are hard. So pay attention to what they do, not what they say. Another thing, protect your goals, not your comfort. And this is because most of your friends will support you to stay comfortable. You know that level you're in, they want you to remain there. And as I said, this is because your growth makes most of them very uncomfortable. Your growth might mean they also need to change. Some of them don't want to change. Okay? Your growth might mean you're becoming better than them. Most of them don't want that. Do not let their fear become your ceiling. Another advice I'd give you is test your friendships early. I wish I knew this, Kitam. But now I know, right? You can do this by sharing a genuine goal or a small struggle, just to see how they react, okay? They won't know you're testing them. You just know what you're doing. If they dismiss it, compete with you, or simply do something like disappear, believe them the first time. They say, whatever someone shows you the first time, believe them. Whatever they tell you about themselves the first time, believe them. Don't try to argue with them about it. If they're joking, that's their own problem. They mess it up for themselves. Another advice I'd give you is build with people who want to see you rise. Or build with people who want to rise with you. Best friends or real friends are not people who sit at the sidelines staring at you. They're not doing anything, they're just staying still. Those are not good friends. Good friends are the ones who are running their own race and also encouraging you to run yours. And if you slow down, you're tired, they keep encouraging you. They'll talk to you, Okay? They'll advise you to do better, to become better, to be better. That's who a real friend is. Another thing, don't be stupid to take advice from people whose situations you would not trade. When you look at that person, you're like, if you were to trade places, you do not. Why are you listening to that person? Don't. Be careful about the people you listen, or your friends, people who call you. Hata maneno yanakataa kunitoka. If a friend has no financial stability, if your friend, the so-called friend, has no financial discipline, be very careful taking financial advice or any form of advice from them. Okay? If they have not built anything, they have nothing, be very cautious when they're advising you about not building. Because how can someone talk to you or advise you about something they know nothing of? They have no experience, they've never done it. It doesn't make any sense. Another advice I'd give you, it is better to have 1 or 2 real good friends than 20 to 30 fake false friends. Okay? I call it the sheep mentality. The moment I see a group of many friends, I just know one of them is a fox, the rest are just the sheep who just follow, just go. Okay. I'm entitled to my opinion, right? That's how I see it. Okay. So when I sit somewhere and I'm looking at a group of people, I'm trying to figure out who the master is, because there's someone who gets to say or control the rest. Akisema hivi wengine wanafanya. And that's something I tell my daughter. I used to tell her when she was young. I ask her, oh, so you're friends with so and so. So who leads and who's following? Don't have a sheep mentality. Okay? That's how you get controlled. The moment you have so many friends, just ask yourself, who has the fox mentality and who has the sheep mentality? And I always tell my daughter, always make sure everywhere you are, you're not the one who has the sheep mentality. And this is because a small circle that pushes you to become a better person is so much better than a large crowd that holds you back. And even they say, Moses in the Bible couldn't handle all the more friends you have, the heavier and the more difficult your life will become. So it's better to have 1 or 2 friends. That's enough. And lastly, be the kind of friend that you're looking for. Don't be the bad friend and you want people to be good friends to you. Don't be the frenemy yet to expect people to be good friends to you. No. Be the good friend to other people, just the same way you would want them to be good friends to you. So if you want friends who support your goals, show up for theirs. Okay? Let it not be one way. Decrease the possibility of failure. Okay? When you do that, you'll attract people who do the same for you. Friendship goes both ways. It doesn't go one way. That's just life. Don't think just because you say you have friends or you have a lot of people surrounding you that you're lucky. No. Most of them are snakes. Hi. Most of them are snakes in the grass. Okay? No one will ever shoot themselves. They'll never show you these things. If someone is envious, they'll try to conceal it. But if you're sharp, you'll see it. You'll notice. I'm not saying it's bad to have friends. But you can choose to learn the easy way or the hard way. Either way, if you want to become better, if you want to grow, if you want to rise up, you cannot do that with all that weight of many friends. There's things about this life we just have to accept. They don't align with how we would want things to be. I would want to have 10 friends. I would love that. But there's places I cannot go with 10 friends. There's places I can only go with one friend. There's heights I cannot reach when I'm carrying some people. Okay? And the moment there's majority of friends, remember, everyone comes with their own energy, their own demons, their own troubles, their own... Dealing with all that is just too much. And then you imagine all of them need support, all of them need advice, all of them need... It's just too much for one person. As much as you want to be a better person, you can't be there for everyone. So the smaller circle, the better. But be very, very careful. A fake friend will drag you down financially, mentally, emotionally, in all aspects of your life. They will slow you down. So you need to be very careful about the people you call your friends. Okay? Not all your friends are friends. Most of them are enemies. So it is you to take it upon yourself to know what it is that you're going to do. If you have to test them, you do whatever it takes, okay, to figure out who is with you and who is against you. It might not be easy, but it will be worth it at the end of the day. Well, I hope this helps someone. I really do. Because it is sad to see when something happens to you, at that's the time you come to realize that someone is not my friend. No, you really want, when the hard time comes, you have someone who you know you can rely on or who can stand with you. Let not that be the moment that you realize that people you call your friends are your enemies. So test people now. Okay? Well, that's it for today. It is Easter holiday. I thought people had traveled, but I just people are leaving work, they're coming home. It's a long holidays. Today is Thursday. So people have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Wow, that's a long holiday. It's nice. I don't even have plans for Easter. That's how weird that is. My life is just simple like that. Imagine me, I don't see anything big deals about. Guy need you now anything big deal about Christmas. Me, I think of them as just normal days, just like the rest. And that's why you'll find me even. I want to go clubbing on a Monday, on a Tuesday. I'm okay. Yeah. I like being the opposite of most, which is very nice. But anyway, I gotta get back to what I was doing. I just wanted to take a moment and have this talk with you guys. Let me know what you think. Okay, if you've had a horrible experience with someone you thought is your friend, share with me about it in the comment section. And I would be thrilled to know. I'm a bit curious. Just let me know. Okay, I'll respond whenever I have a moment. Well, that's it for us today. I'm Miss McCarthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers. Cheers, and I'm out, and I'm off, 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 and I'm out. Long holidays. Because what is this? What are those? I love my life. I love my life. You know, nowadays, me, I have very few friends. Although I'm very poor in communication, I have very few friends. And it's okay, I like it. Maintaining a friend is very expensive. It's not easy. It's not cheap. Where? You know, kitambo, I used to think having a friend is cheap. Me, I've lost friends because of one. There was this friend of mine. had a very big business. She never supported my business as much, but every time she wanted me to support her business, it was okay. That was okay. I didn't mind. But now, problem came when I would tell her, I don't have money for this. But she would still push products like, no, just go with it and then you'll pay me when you get the money. And I'm like, I just told you I don't have any money. I don't want debt. I don't know, one way or another, they would just push these things on me. And I hate it. So do you know what I do? I started avoiding her and her business. I would never meet her at her business place. Okay? So I cut her off. Another friend of mine would always want me to just go visit her. You know, if I live, let's say, in Kiambu, and you live in Thika, the distance between my house and my friend's house is the same as the distance between her house and my house, right? But it was more about me visiting her than her visiting me. The scale was literally not balancing. So this happened a few times and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Okay? If we are not having a common ground, I am not doing this. That's how. So I cut that off. Another friend, this was some time back, we would go places. One day she called me. We were friends. I never... And that's why I say, pay attention to what people say. So I remember one day, it was on a weekend, she called me. She's like, we're going out, you should come. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's weekend anyway. This is like almost 15 years ago, right? So I went. So as we were driving to some place, and that's why I said, pay attention to what people say. She said, I like it when we go with you, we go out with you. And this is because you're beautiful. And since you're beautiful, men will come to our table. I didn't believe what I heard. I was shocked. But let me tell you, that thing made me fear. And you see, this is a fellow woman. Okay? So she was using me to draw attention to her table. I don't know if you get it. Let's just say I hated that feeling and I started cutting her off. I've cut people off for so many different reasons. Okay. If I continue this video, it might never end. And I know you have work to do, and I have work to do. Oh, you have somewhere to be. I might have places that I need to be. But this is not the last video I'm making. Those are just a few examples I could have. I also remember having a very, let's talk about having a very rich friend, wealthy friends. Where maintaining a wealthy friend is not for the weak. It is not for the weak. And this is because maybe this time they invite you, guys go to a very classic place, very expensive, very spontaneous place. Well, it's a good experience for you. She's doing something nice for you. But what you forget is, if she's not understanding, she doesn't understand where you're coming from, she'll start pressuring you. And then next time you guys go to the same high class, and you're not on the same level with her, the moment she'll start expecting you level attitude at you go such places and she says, let's split the bills, nobody will tell you to avoid her. It will the kind of dent that will have on your finances, nobody will tell you to cut them off. So it doesn't necessarily mean they have to be your enemy. Sometimes there's just things in this life, there's just forces, misalignment between you people. You just have to be careful. Anyway, this should have been a totally different topic, but I just remembered and decided to mention it. Well,